Did you know some pennies are worth far more than just 1 cent? In fact, there are certain pennies that have sold for millions. The 2011 US penny, like many others in circulation, may appear unremarkable at first glance. However, within its small, round frame lies a story of history, design, and the potential for unexpected value. It's more than just a piece of spare change, it's a representation of American heritage and a reminder of the meticulous artistry behind the minting process. If you've ever wondered what makes even the most common coin worth a closer look, the 2011 penny is an excellent example. To understand the significance of the 2011 penny, let's revisit its design and context. By 2011, the penny had already undergone significant transformations throughout its long history. The obverse side of the coin retained the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner in 1909 to commemorate the centennial of Lincoln's birth. This design has since become one of the most recognizable elements of U.S. currency, a lasting tribute to one of the nation's most revered presidents. On the reverse side, the Union Shield design introduced in 2010 continued to grace the penny. This design features a shield with 13 vertical stripes representing the original colonies, topped by a horizontal bar symbolizing the unity of the federal government. The Union Shield is flanked by 2 laurel branches, which signify victory and strength. This design replaced the Lincoln Memorial image that had appeared on the reverse since 1959 and brought a fresh yet historically meaningful look to the coin. The Union Shield design speaks to themes of resilience and unity, ideals that were central to Lincoln's leadership during the Civil War. For collectors and history enthusiasts, this design provides a connection to the past while serving as a reminder of the enduring values that shaped the nation. Each 2011 penny carries with it this rich symbolism, making it more than just a currency, it's a piece of art with a story. From a production standpoint, the 2011 penny continued the composition standards established in 1982. Made primarily of zinc with a thin copper plating, this composition replaced the earlier solid copper coins to reduce production costs. At just 2.5 grams, the modern penny is lighter than its pre-1982 counterparts, yet it still maintains the same familiar size and appearance. Billions of pennies were minted in 2011, with production split between the Philadelphia and Denver mints, as indicated by the P or D mint mark on the coin. While the 2011 penny was produced in vast quantities, not all of them are created equal. Some coins from this year have become particularly interesting to collectors due to minting errors. Coin errors can occur during the production process, resulting in unique variations that are highly sought after by numismatists. One of the most intriguing types of errors is the doubled die. This occurs when the die used to strike the coin is improperly prepared, causing parts of the design to appear doubled. On a 2011 penny, you might notice this effect on Lincoln's profile, the date, or the lettering. A double die penny is a rare find and can command a significant premium, with values reaching hundreds of dollars depending on the severity of the doubling and the coin's condition. Another error to look for is the off-center strike, where the design is misaligned, leaving part of the coin blank. These coins are visually striking and can be worth $50 or more, depending on how much of the design is missing. Off-center strikes are a clear indication of minting anomalies and are prized for their distinctiveness. Clipped planchets are another type of error that occasionally appears on 2011 pennies. These occur when the blank coin is improperly cut, resulting in a missing section along the edge. Such coins are fascinating to collectors for their irregular shapes and rarity. Depending on the size of the clip and the coin's overall condition, a clipped planchet error can fetch between $30 and $200. Die cracks and cuts are yet another category of error worth noting. A die crack is a flaw in the minting die that transfers to the coin, creating raised lines or patterns. A cud, on the other hand, occurs when part of the die breaks off entirely, leaving a blank or distorted area on the coin. These errors can add both aesthetic and monetary value, with prices ranging from $50 to $300 depending on the severity and location of the flaw. In addition to errors, high-grade 2011 pennies are of interest to collectors. Coins in mint state condition, graded MS 65 or higher, are highly sought after, even without errors. These pennies have sharp details, no visible wear, and a lustrous appearance that sets them apart from their circulated counterparts. A high-grade 2011 penny can sell for several times its face value, particularly if it's professionally graded and certified. While the 2011 penny may seem like a small and inconsequential object, it has the potential to surprise and delight. For the everyday person, it serves as a reminder of the artistry and history that go into the creation of even the smallest denominations. For collectors, it represents an opportunity to uncover hidden treasures, whether in the form of minting errors, rare variations, or pristine examples of the Union Shield design. If you're curious about the value of your 2011 pennies, start by examining them closely. Look for any signs of doubling, misalignment, or other irregularities. Use a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe to inspect the details, and weigh the coin to ensure it meets the standard 2.5 grams. If you find something unusual, consider having the coin professionally graded by a reputable service like PCGS or NGC. Grading can provide a definitive assessment of your coin's condition and authenticity, increasing its appeal to potential buyers. Whether you're a seasoned collector or a curious beginner, the 2011 penny offers an exciting opportunity to explore the world of numismatics. It's a reminder that even the most seemingly ordinary objects can hold extraordinary value, both in monetary terms and as a connection to history. So, the next time you come across a penny, don't dismiss it as just another coin. Take a closer look, you never know what secrets it might reveal. The 2010 US penny might not immediately strike you as anything special, but its story reveals a deeper significance. At first glance, it's just another coin, blending into the billions of pennies produced every year. Yet, within its tiny dimensions lies a connection to American history, artistry, and even the potential for rarity and value. By the time we're done, you might look at the 2010 penny in a completely different light. To appreciate the 2010 penny, let's step back and consider the larger story. The penny has been a cornerstone of American currency since its inception in 1793. Over the centuries, its design has undergone numerous transformations, each reflecting the era in which it was minted. By 2010, the penny was a well-established piece of American iconography, bearing Abraham Lincoln's profile on the obverse side, a design introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. The reverse side of the penny in 2010 carried a relatively new design, the Union Shield. This marked a departure from the Lincoln Memorial design that had graced the reverse since 1959. The Union Shield design, introduced in 2010, symbolizes Lincoln's role in preserving the United States as a single, unified nation during the Civil War. The shield features 13 vertical stripes representing the original states, topped by a horizontal bar symbolizing the federal government. This design replaced the 4 special designs from 2009, which had commemorated the bicentennial of Lincoln's birth and the centennial of the Lincoln Cent. The Union Shield design is not just visually striking but also deeply symbolic. It underscores themes of unity, strength, and resilience, qualities that defined Lincoln's presidency and continue to resonate today. As you hold a 2010 penny, you're holding a piece of history that speaks to America's journey and the ideals that have shaped it. From a production standpoint, the 2010 penny was part of a long-standing effort to balance cost and functionality. Like its predecessors since 1982, the coin was made primarily of zinc with a thin copper coating. This composition had been adopted to address the rising cost of copper, which had made producing traditional copper pennies economically unsustainable. Despite its modest appearance, the penny is a marvel of modern manufacturing, with billions produced annually at the Philadelphia and Denver mints. For collectors, the 2010 penny holds a special place, not because of its rarity, billions were minted, but because of the possibility of errors. Coin errors are anomalies that occur during the minting process, and they can make an otherwise ordinary coin highly valuable. In 2010, some pennies exhibited fascinating errors that caught the attention of numismatists. One such error is the double die, where the design is imprinted twice, creating a noticeable doubling effect. This can occur on the obverse or reverse side and is especially prized by collectors for its rarity and visual appeal. A double-die 2010 penny can fetch a significant premium, depending on the severity of the doubling and the coin's condition. Another potential error is the off-center strike, where the coin's design is misaligned, leaving part of the surface blank. These errors are dramatic and easy to spot, making them highly collectible. The value of an off-center 2010 penny depends on how far off-center the strike is, with more extreme misalignments commanding higher prices. Clipped planchets are another fascinating error. These occur when the blank coin is improperly cut, resulting in a penny with a missing edge. Such coins are not only visually intriguing but also relatively rare, making them a favorite among error collectors. Die cracks and cuts are yet another category of error to watch for. These occur when the minting dies develop cracks or breaks, transferring the flaw to the coin. The resulting lines or blobs of extra metal add a unique character to the coin and can significantly increase its value. Then there's the possibility of transitional errors, though they're rarer in modern coins like the 2010 penny. A transitional error occurs when a coin is struck on a blank intended for an earlier composition. For example, a 2010 penny mistakenly struck on a pre-1982 copper planchet would be an extraordinary find, given the significant difference in composition and weight. But even without errors, the 2010 penny has value for collectors. High-grade specimens, those with no visible wear and a perfect or near-perfect strike, are always in demand. Coins graded as MS-65 or higher by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC can command a premium. The beauty of collecting pennies is that they're accessible to everyone, offering an affordable way to connect with history and artistry. For the everyday person, the 2010 penny serves as a reminder of the small but essential role coins play in our daily lives. It's easy to overlook their significance, yet these humble coins are a testament to human ingenuity, the importance of unity, and the power of perseverance. The Union Shield design encapsulates these ideas beautifully, making the 2010 penny not just a piece of change, but a piece of the American story. So, what should you do if you come across a 2010 penny? Take a moment to appreciate its details. Examine Lincoln's profile, the intricate design of the Union Shield, and the craftsmanship that went into its creation. If you're feeling adventurous, inspect it for errors. Who knows, you might have a rare and valuable piece in your hands. Whether it's a double die, an off-center strike, or a high-grade specimen, each penny has the potential to surprise and delight. The 2010 penny teaches us an important lesson: value isn't always about what's obvious. Sometimes, it's about the story behind the object, the history it represents, and the possibilities it holds. So, the next time you see a penny, don't dismiss it as mere pocket change. Take a closer look, it might just be worth more than you ever imagined. The 1984 US penny might seem like just another coin rattling around in your pocket, but it has a story that goes far beyond its modest value. This unassuming piece of copper-coated zinc carries with it tales of history, rarity, and an unexpected potential for big returns. Imagine holding a tiny, overlooked object that could be worth hundreds, or even thousands, of dollars. It's enough to make anyone take a second look at their spare change. In 1984, the United States Mint was busy churning out billions of pennies at its Philadelphia and Denver locations. Over 8 billion pennies were produced that year alone, which makes it easy to dismiss these coins as ordinary and abundant. Yet, hidden among the masses are rare treasures, mistakes and variations that turn what seems common into something highly sought after by collectors. Why is the 1984 penny so intriguing? To understand, we need to go back a few years to 1982. That was the year the U.S. Mint transitioned from primarily copper pennies to zinc coins with a thin copper coating. This change was driven by rising copper prices, making the older, heavier pennies too expensive to produce. The shift seemed straightforward, but the new production method came with its own set of challenges. Minting errors became more frequent, and some of those errors ended up making specific coins much more valuable. One of the most famous errors is known as the 1984 double-ear penny. If you take a close look at Lincoln's profile on this coin, you might notice something unusual. On certain 1984 pennies, Lincoln's ear appears doubled, almost as if his image shifted during the minting process. This doubling isn't something that would jump out at a casual glance, but under a magnifying glass, it's unmistakable. These coins weren't meant to look this way, but the mistake created a new kind of rarity. Collectors love these errors because they represent an unintentional piece of history, a moment when the meticulous process of minting coins didn't go as planned. How much is a double-ear penny worth? That depends on its condition, but examples have been known to fetch anywhere from $250 to over $2,500 at auction. Imagine finding one of these coins in your piggy bank or tucked away in a drawer. It's enough to make anyone want to grab a magnifying glass and start inspecting their pennies. The double ear isn't the only reason the 1984 penny gets collectors excited. There are other variations and errors that can also boost its value. Take, for instance, off-center strikes. This occurs when the blank coin, or planchet, isn't properly aligned with the dies during the minting process. The result is a coin with part of its design missing, creating a dramatic and eye-catching effect. Collectors prize these coins for their uniqueness, and off-center 1984 pennies can be worth $100 or more, depending on the degree of misalignment. Another notable error is the clipped planchet. Sometimes, the blank coin is improperly cut, resulting in a penny with a crescent-shaped notch or flat edge. These coins are particularly striking because they look so different from normal pennies, and they can sell for up to $200. Then there are die cracks, where the minting dies themselves develop small cracks that transfer to the coins. These cracks can create fascinating patterns that vary from coin to coin, making each one a unique collectible. Depending on the size and location of the die crack, a 1984 penny with this error could be worth anywhere from $50 to $300. But perhaps the most exciting discovery would be a 1984 penny that weighs 3.1 grams instead of the standard 2.5 grams. This heavier weight indicates the coin was struck on a leftover copper blank from before the 1982 transition. These rare copper 1984 pennies are considered some of the most valuable finds, with auction prices reaching thousands of dollars. If you think about it, this means you could be holding a fortune in the palm of your hand and not even know it. Finding these rare pennies might seem like searching for a needle in a haystack, but the effort could be well worth it. The key is knowing what to look for and how to identify the valuable ones. Start by examining the details of Lincoln's profile, particularly his ear. Use a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe to spot any signs of doubling. Pay attention to the edges of the coin for off-center strikes or clipped planchets. Even subtle irregularities can indicate a valuable error. Weight is another critical factor. A standard zinc penny should weigh 2.5 grams, while a copper penny weighs 3.1 grams. A small digital scale can help you quickly determine whether your penny might be struck on a copper blank. If you think you found a rare error coin, it's worth having it professionally graded and authenticated. Coin grading services like the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, or the Numismatic Guarantee Company, NGC, can assess the condition of your coin and certify its authenticity. Grading isn't free, it typically costs between $30 and $50, but a graded coin often sells for much more than an ungraded one. Once you have a professionally graded coin, the possibilities for selling it are endless. You can list it on online marketplaces like eBay, where collectors from around the world search for treasures. Local coin shops and coin shows are also excellent options for finding buyers. For the most valuable coins, professional auction houses can help you get the best price. But be cautious, there are scams out there, and it's essential to work with reputable buyers and sellers. To illustrate just how rewarding this hobby can be, let's talk about one lucky collector who discovered a 1984 double-ear penny in their pocket change. After sending it off for grading, the coin was determined to be in near-mint condition. When it went up for auction, it sold for a staggering $3,800. That's right, a single penny turned into a small fortune. Stories like this inspire coin enthusiasts everywhere to start paying closer attention to the spare change they might otherwise ignore. the 1984 penny reminds us that value can come from the most unexpected places. What seems ordinary in abundance can, under the right circumstances, become extraordinary. Whether it's a double-ear error, an off-center strike, or a leftover copper blank, these coins carry with them a piece of history and a sense of mystery. They invite us to look a little closer, to examine the details, and to appreciate the artistry and complexity of something as simple as a penny. So, the next time you find yourself holding a handful of change, take a moment to look at the pennies. You might just find a hidden treasure waiting to be discovered. It's a thrilling reminder that sometimes, the smallest things can hold the biggest surprises. Don't underestimate the power of a coin. It could be the key to unlocking a piece of history or even a life-changing windfall.